Hi there. In our earlier tutorial, we created the Redux store with two helper functions called createActions and createReducer. Now, I am going to create the same function with same store with the help of createSlice. This helper function will remove all the complication. So let's see how can we do that. For that, I am going to my code. I am seeing that my old code. So let's modify our this code with the createSlice helper function. So for that, let's create another slice. It will be product slice. So product.js. Now I do not have to create manually this action creator or create reducer. How do we do? We will do this way. Create slice and name this slice as a this create slice take an object, and first one will be name, and name will be product, and second it will be initial state, and initial state, let's copy the initial state from here and paste here, and but this time we no need product user because it will be product reducer. So here I will need product. So and the third argument is the reducers property. This reducers property is an object, and all the code that we created here we will create there. Let's copy this 3 line and let's paste here. Actually, let's comment out this line and create one by one at a time. At first we will create the requested type, that means this one. So it is an object, so my first property will be requested, requested, and it take 2 arguments, and first one same way as state and second one is action, and I have to return an object. So it will be the same object here, this one. That means it is the request task. Again, we do not need the action, so remove the action, and I have to create another one for success, succeed, and also it will be a function, and this function will be exactly the same as this one. So remove this function this way. Now create the third function. It will be this way to this one. Let's create, it will be failed, and paste the code here. Now I do not need the same code here. Now this time we know it is not a user, so I do not use a user. It will be product. Now when we when we use the create reducer slice, it will do both things in the same time. It will create the create slice and it will also create the actions automatically. So it returns 2 things. First one is the reducer and second one is the actions. That means if I need to access this property, I have to call this way. It will be actions dot, I can see already in promote. If I type requested, it will be this way, and if I need actions dot succeed, I have to pass the product here, product this way, and if I need to pass the fail actions, then I have to pass the fail here this way. Actually, when fail we need a message, because in fail we pass the payload. That means in failed request we must read the payload, and succeed also need the payload. but requested does not need the payload. So our code will be something like this. This way. So let's export these two property from here. So for that I have to type module.exports, and it will be an object, and first one will be reducer, and second one will be actions. Actually we do not send our actions in our other application, because when we create our modular code, then we will create everything related to Redux store in this slice, related to this slice we'll create here, and only the function will be available in our application. But for simplicity now, let's check out how can we use reducer and actions. For that I have to go to my, at first add this reducer slice to my store. So for that I have to go to my user. I can see my user has already configured with single reducer. So I have two way to create this import. For example, I have the user, I am importing the reducer this way as a this syntax, or I can use this syntax, comment out this line. It will be dot reducer. This is second syntax, or we can use another way, that this syntax, but we will use reducer, rename this way, user reducer. Whatever syntax we follow, it doesn't matter. So I will use this syntax, or I can use this syntax. Let's use this syntax, and let's import the product reducer. So for that I have to type the product reducer. It will be require slice, then product, and I will use the reducer, because in product I export two things. In product I am exporting an object with two property. So in my app I have reducer, and use that reducer as a product reducer, because this user also return the reducer, and product also return the reducer. So how can we use two reducer? We already know that in our Redux core Redux library we have to use the combined reducer here. Like, actually it will be reducer is equal to combined reducers, and then user will be user reducer, then product will be product reducer. This way, if I save my file, I can see my output appears here. Let's remove this comment. I do not like so much comment. Now in the Redux toolkit I do not have to create a combined reducer to input multiple reducer, because in reducer configure function do that automatically. So for that I have to use this way. Actually it will be reducer as, and remove this two property from here to here, and no need this import, and again we no need to import the combined reducers. So it will work exactly as before. So if I save my file, I can see it is returns the same output. That means this syntax is a lot more cleaner. Now in reducer function I am using the app. In my app I am using the requested succeed, because it appears from my product. Actually not product, it appears from my user, because in user I exported these properties, three properties, but in my app I do not export these three properties, because in app I create the createSlice method, so all the properties will be available in actions. So let's see how can we do that. For that, let's at first go to import that constant actions. It will be require store slice then product. Constant. I always mistype. So now I have actions, so I do not need. Let's comment out this product user slice for now. Let's import or export our dispatch our actions for product. So it will be store dispatch. It will be product dot actually not product, it is actions. So it will be actions dot requested. That means in our product I have requested method. That means actions have available this requested method. So in our app I have this requested method this way. So I have to create the success scenario, that means this one. Or let's comment out create another, and it will be my product. So it will be actions, again it will be actions, and again it will be actions. But when I type actions, I do not need the user, so I have to type the product. So let's create a product here. Product will be, actually it is an object, and let's pass ID will be 1 and name will be product name, and price will be something like this one, and everything is fine. Error appears from my users. If I comment out this line, another error, actually it's come from this way, comment out this line. Now if I save my file, I can see my entire store appears, but I am passing or updating my user product. Now when I reading, I am getting the entire slice. That means I am getting the user slice and product slice. So how can we read only one single slice like user or product? So let's see how can we do that. For that, instead this get method returns the whole state or whole store. So if I need to read the user slice, then I have to read here that user. Now it will only show the user scenario, but here I am updating product, so let's read the product. That means the product slice. Now I am only seeing the product slice, and now where the name comes from? The name comes from the Redux store that I am using the Redux user and products. So this name is using in my app here, and the slice has also the name, and this name will be available when I cannot show them here because it will be shown in the when we use the React or Next.js project. Then we will see that all the Redux dispatch or all the Redux timeline will be seen by the Redux DevTool. So in browser has these DevTools, so we will see there, but for now it makes no difference for us. So I am getting the reducer and combine reducer. So in our next tutorial we will see that how can we instead of passing the dummy data, here I am passing the dummy data. So instead of passing the dummy data, we will see that how can we fetch the real data from the API, and we will handle the asynchronous task with our reducer, within our reducer. Let's resolve, or let's reconfigure our user slice with the same product slice, like the create slice. So let's copy everything from here, and in user slice let's overwrite everything from here. And here we need the only difference is the product. From here it will be user, it will be user, here it will be user, and no need anymore here. Now let's check out everything before go to. I have now reducing two things, reducer and actions. So I have to go to my app. I already done this file here, but I have to go to here, and this time it will also returns the actions, because I am returning the same actions from the user slice and reducer, and returning the same reducer and actions from the product slice. So I have to rename here. It will be actions this one, no this one, but I can see I have the same name here. So I can use the two way, either actions and then actions, and name here will be, it will be product, no? It will be product actions, or product reducer, and I have to use a same way. It will be user reducer, and in product reducer when I display something, in action will be product reducer. This one will be again product reducer, and this one will be product reducer. And if I, let's see the error, this one, and let's displace here, and again it will be the user reducer. So reducer dot user reducer dot user reducer. Now I need the user, so I have to uncomment the user from here. Now I can, if I save my file, I can see everything works. Now I am completely remove the all the messy code. Remove this messy code here. Now my code is lot more simpler and cleaner. This way. Now in our next tutorial we will fetch the real data. So let's see in next tutorial.